The morning sun broke through the clouds above Norfolk Naval Base, turning the steel-gray ships below into mirrors of light. The scent of salt and oil filled the air as sailors hurried to their duties, their boots clacking across the concrete docks. Amid the uniforms and orders, one man's pace was slower, quieter. Not because he was lazy, but because life had worn him down. His name was Jack Turner, a 36-year-old single father, working as a janitor in the Navy's physical training facility. Once, he had dreamed of being in uniform himself, but after losing his wife in an accident 5 years ago, raising his daughter Lily became his only mission. Each morning, Jack swept the same gym floors where men and women trained to defend the country he once longed to serve. He kept his head down, his smile polite, and his heart heavy. That Monday, the base buzzed with excitement. A special guest, Admiral Rebecca Allen, one of the Navy's most respected officers, was visiting to inspire the troops. Rumor had it she was tough, brilliant, and impossible to impress. Jack had no intention of being noticed, but life had other plans. When the Admiral arrived, the gym erupted in applause. She stood tall in her white uniform, medals gleaming under the lights. "Discipline," she said firmly, "isn't just what you do in battle. It's who you are when no one is watching." Jack continued mopping in the corner, trying not to draw attention. But Lily, who had come after school to wait for her dad, accidentally dropped her small teddy bear near the Admiral's feet. The Admiral bent down, picked it up, and smiled at Lily. "This your bear, sweetheart?" "Yes, ma'am," Lily said softly. "My daddy works here. He cleans the floors so they shine like stars." The Admiral looked up, and for the first time noticed Jack. Their eyes met briefly. He nodded respectfully, embarrassed. Moments later, one of the young officers joked, "Ma'am, maybe you should spar with one of us. Show us how it's done." Admiral Allen smirked. "You sure about that?" Laughter filled the room. Then her gaze drifted back to Jack. "What about him?" she said suddenly. The gym went silent. Jack froze. "Ma'am, you," she said kindly but firmly, "you look strong enough. How about a friendly match? For fun?" The soldiers chuckled. A janitor sparring with a decorated admiral? Seemed absurd. Jack hesitated. He hadn't trained in years, but something in Lily's proud eyes made him stand tall. "Yes, ma'am," he said quietly. The soldiers cleared space on the mat. Jack took off his jacket, revealing arms still solid from years of hard work. The Admiral smiled with respect. When the bell rang, no one expected much. But what happened next left them speechless. Jack didn't fight. He simply moved with calm precision, evading each of the Admiral's playful strikes with gentle grace. Years of quiet discipline, hard labor, and silent endurance had made him strong in ways no one could see. By the end of the session, Admiral Allen lowered her hands, breathing hard but smiling. "Well done, Mr. Turner," she said softly. "Seems I underestimated you." The room erupted in applause. But for Jack, the greatest sound was Lily's voice shouting, "That's my dad!" The following morning, the story spread across the base like wildfire. Everyone wanted to know who the janitor was who impressed a Navy admiral. Jack, however, returned to his broom and mop as if nothing had happened. He didn't seek attention. He only wanted to finish his shift and pick up Lily from school. But that afternoon, as he was cleaning near the gym again, Admiral Allen appeared at the doorway. "Mr. Turner, may I have a word?" Jack straightened. "Yes, ma'am. I did some checking," she said with a kind smile. "You're a former Marine recruit, aren't you?" Jack nodded reluctantly. "Yes, ma'am. I left training after my wife passed. My daughter needed me more than the Corps did." The Admiral's expression softened. "You chose family. That's not weakness, Mr. Turner. That's honor." She invited him for coffee at the nearby park overlooking the city harbor. As they walked, Jack noticed the cherry trees swaying gently in the autumn breeze. Kids laughed by the fountain. Couples walked hand in hand, and a helicopter from the base passed overhead. For the first time in years, Jack allowed himself to feel peaceful. They sat on a bench near the water. "You know," the Admiral said, "sometimes we forget that strength isn't only found in medals or ranks. It's in the quiet sacrifices no one sees." Jack smiled faintly. "I just do my job, ma'am. Lily's my reason." The Admiral took a sip of her coffee. "Your daughter's lucky. The Navy could use more people with your spirit. We're starting a mentorship program for kids of service members and base staff. Would you consider helping lead it?" Jack was stunned. "Me? Yes, you," she said warmly. "You've got something those kids need to see. Humility, courage, and heart." That evening, Jack told Lily the news as they rode home on his old motorcycle. She hugged him tightly from behind. "Daddy, you're a hero," she whispered. Jack smiled beneath his helmet. "Nah, sweetheart. I just mopped the floor." But deep down, something inside him had changed. In the weeks that followed, the mentorship program blossomed. Jack taught kids self-defense, discipline, and kindness. Lily helped by drawing posters and bringing snacks. The Admiral visited often, quietly watching from the sidelines. Word spread far beyond the base. Local news called him the janitor with the heart of a soldier. And yet, Jack never sought fame. His reward was simpler, watching children find strength in themselves, just as he had rediscovered his own. Months passed, and the program became a cornerstone of the base community. One crisp Saturday morning, the Navy hosted a family appreciation event at Freedom Park, overlooking the glimmering city skyline. There were flags, food trucks, music, and laughter. Jack and Lily arrived early, setting up mats for the kids' training demo. When Admiral Allen took the stage, the crowd fell silent. "Today," she said, "we honor the people who serve not only through rank, but through compassion." She turned to Jack and gestured for him to join her. "Jack Turner," she announced, "your act of quiet strength reminded us that heroism doesn't always wear a uniform. Sometimes, it carries a mop and a heart full of love." Applause thundered through the park. Jack's eyes glistened as Lily ran to him, her little arms wrapping around his leg. "I told you, Daddy," she said softly. "You are a hero." He knelt and hugged her tight. "Maybe," he whispered, "but you're my reason to keep being one." As the sun dipped behind the skyline, helicopters crossed the horizon like silver birds. The crowd sang, laughed, and celebrated, not just the Navy, but the humanity within it. Later, as Jack walked home with Lily, the Admiral's words echoed in his heart. Sometimes, kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about the quiet choices that change someone's world, even your own. Dear friends, this story reminds us that true strength lies not in titles or uniforms, but in the courage to be kind when no one is watching. Jack Turner's journey shows that every small act of compassion, every word of encouragement, every helping hand, ripples through the lives of others in ways we can't imagine. When we choose kindness, we become the light that cuts through someone's darkest moment. Dear viewers, we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Tell us what part touched your heart the most. If you believe kindness can truly change the world, please like this video, share it with your friends, and help us spread the message of hope and humanity. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Kindness Quest, where every story reminds us that compassion is the most powerful force on earth. Because somewhere, someone's heart is waiting for your small act of kindness. Thank you for watching. And remember, kindness always finds its way home.